Hey everyone, it's Marcia Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior. It is Cinco de Mayo, that means May 5th, 2021. And today, what I want to talk about, I was letting people know that I'm going to try to make a little video episode series where you can actually see what I do every day and how I go by every day with having to combat this nanotech. And I don't want to call it combat anymore. I'm to the point where now it's just a lifestyle. There's no fighting. I've finally gotten it down to where I'm positioned where my skin can relax, my body can relax, my mind can relax, the stress level all can relax. When I say that is dealing with this nano biotechnology in the body is high stress. So if life is already high stress, had some nanotech drilling through your body and causing some serious damage on a regular basis, another level of stress. So I'm back home, and you can see from the videos that I did just a few weeks ago, I still obviously have my scars. They're not as sharp to see on this video because I do have makeup on, but you can still see my scars, and they've been healing up pretty well. Not the scars, but from the last video that I did when I was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. A lot of radiation going on out there, pretty much everywhere. There's a lot of radiation going on. These cell towers and the radiation they emit causes irritation to the skin. And with this biotech that the listeners that I have, I don't have to go through and explain how that works. You definitely want to make sure that you live in an environment where the amount of cell towers is minimal to none. There's 3 cell towers in my whole town. I live at least 1.5 miles away from the nearest cell tower, and I don't have any internet connection in my house. I don't have a modem in my house. If I did have a modem in my house, it would be landline. It'd be all connected through wires, so I'm not sitting in the radiation all day. We need to start looking at Wi-Fi like radiation, not like Wi-Fi because it sounds too casual. It's radiation. It's a part of our lives. I have it right here on the phone. I have a 4G phone. I will not get a 5G phone. I can feel the difference when I'm in a 5G environment. If you haven't noticed, try to notice. Try to look at that. Meaning if you go to somebody's house and they got 5G, check your skin, feel your body, start recognizing how you feel. Start looking and seeing that there's a difference when you're in a 4G or 5G. What I'm saying about this is because we have to live in this radiated environment, it's a reality. We're not going to go live as a hermit, and if we do, well, then we can't watch this video anyways. Well, just saying, if we're going to be living in this type of radiation, we got to keep things down to a minimum, but we can have some kind of integrity to our life, our skin, our body, our health, and our well-being. So that's that part. As far as living, I'm back in my home, back in my space, and I love it. I feel peace when I'm out here. So I'm out in the kind of the middle of nowhere is what it is. It's oasis in the middle of the desert. Like I said, there's 3 cell towers out here. But compared to living in a city where there's a tower outside of people's windows, on top of people's rooftops, 3 of them clustered in one spot, and I'm talking big giant towers. I'm not talking about these little things. It's too much. It's too much. And dealing with this nano biotech, it's not an environment you can't live in it. It's not doable. It's not doable. So looking to move out to the countryside, it makes a difference. So somebody asked me to show what I do every day and how I take my minerals, what I do on a daily basis. These are my liquid mineral mix that I make, and I have a video on YouTube on how to make it. I'll put a link on the bottom. This is bee pollen. So I combine these 2 together every single day, and what it does, for those of you who understand how this nano biotechnology works, is nano biotechnology and minerals are like oil and water. They will not come together. They will always stay separate. I will put a link to a video where you hear a specialist with water and how they're talking about biotechnology and water. I should say a water specialist who talks about salt water, which salt is a mineral, sea salt especially has all the different minerals in it. How nanotech and the salt in the water constantly repel each other. So in that science, we can see and apply to what's going on with the nanobiotechnology in the body when we have it full of minerals. Also, in an irradiated environment, if the body is full of minerals, it won't pick up the irradiated minerals that are in the environment. Because the body needs minerals, and the body will do whatever it takes to get them. But if it has them on a regular basis, it won't pick up the junk or the, call it toxic minerals in the environment to give itself what it needs. It can't tell the difference. It just takes where it sees its need. And so don't make the body need it. Give your body every single day. Minerals is the best thing I have come up with. Again, I thank Tony Penteresco for teaching me how to work with minerals. And this is just an easy application every day for people who are not even dealing with nanobiotech. Need to be taking minerals every day, because our body needs it to fuel itself, for like tools for a carpenter or tools for a mechanic. You can't work without tools. You can be the best mechanic there is, you can be the best carpenter there is, but you ain't building shit if you ain't got the tools. And so these are tools for the body so the cells can get to work. Now, that's minerals. Right here, bee pollen is the simplest, easiest way I can find a whole complexity, I should say, of A, B, C, D, all the different vitamin letters that you need. This thing has, if you look up bee pollen, the list is extraordinary. Everything that you need to create life is in bee pollen. That's how perfect bee pollen is. So instead of going to the drugstore or to looking for supplements that are going to give you this component and that component and this component, you ain't missing nothing when you're taking bee pollen every day. Some people say that you can't take bee pollen because it's too much. Well, shit. I'll tell you what's too much is all these toxins we're taking. So we need to take enough of the good stuff to push back. So I'm going to show you how I take it. And I also wanted to explain that you need to put, I recommend that you put these two little combos where you make your tea or you make your coffee. Anywhere you got your morning routine, it needs to be right there, because it needs to be first and foremost ready to go every day. You can't be forgetting it. Can't be forgetting it, especially dealing with this nanobiotech in the body. Body needs to be strong, cells need to have what they need to defend, to protect, so that what you see on the outside is because the inside got better. So if you're looking like shit on the outside, it's definitely because your cells are looking like shit on the inside. So give them some tools, help them out, do something for them. Not just change your diet, but also add supplementation that's strong, good, clean, and healthy. Clean meaning it doesn't have extra ingredients there in the content to counter the good that this very clean, basic nutrients can do for you. And that's another video for another story, another time. I'm going to show you how I take these. But when I wake up in the morning, before I take these, I go right to my refrigerator and I get this. And it doesn't matter the brand. I'm going to cover the brand because it's not about the brand. It's about this Sports Top water bottle. The water that's in here and the vinegar that's in this water. So this is vinegar and water. So as I'm talking to you, I'm going to take off the label because I don't want it to be about a brand. This vinegar water, this ratio is a 1 liter bottle, and I put about a tablespoon, a little bit more of vinegar. I use white vinegar. You can use whatever vinegar you want as long as it's a clean vinegar, meaning no other extra added ingredients other than the vinegar that it's supposed to be in that bottle. You can use less vinegar, you can use a little more vinegar. The point is you want vinegar with water in the body. A lot of people be taking them drinks out there that are straight vinegar shots. It's going to make you hate vinegar. It's going to cause pain and irritation. It's too strong. It's like trying to clean your floor with bleach, with just bleach and no water. You got to add a little bleach to that water so it can go a long way for cleaning purposes, right? Well, it's the same thing, same concept. We want water with a little bit of the potent stuff, in this case it would be vinegar, to be able to go in there and clean all the surfaces, all the interiors, and do its job, because it needs water as a transporter, right? So if you're taking out there, if you're taking vinegar and you hate vinegar because of the pain that it causes and it's irritation, a lot of people like vinegar, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the people who don't like it, and I'm trying to help them incorporate it into their diet. If you like vinegar, don't sit and argue back and forth. Well, I like it. Good, great. Get it in your body like you do. This is for those who are not. So what happens when I take this every single day? I've been doing it for more than 15 years. So before I even knew anything about Nano Biotech, having that whole experience of, I was already doing this. And I was doing it for the reasons of I didn't want to use deodorant. And because of the hormones inside of deodorant, right? So when I learned that your inside water, when you start sweating, I'm giving an example, your armpits don't smell. So as your arms are up and you're working out, you might be sweating, but it doesn't have that stank or stench or bad odor. So the bad odor is just the byproduct of waste, right? And so it has a bad smell, kind of like when food goes rotten in a garbage can. And when you first put it in there, it don't smell, but after time, it starts stinking. So what this does is it regulates your pH, the vinegar in the body, and using, again, like water as a transporter. When it's in the body, it instantly regulates the pH in your urine, in your blood, in your saliva, and stomach, acids, urine, saliva, and I know I'm missing one, and your sweat, So all these things, when they don't have a regulated pH, there's going to be some funk in there, and that funk can lead to mold, it can lead to fungus, it can lead to bacteria, it can lead into a growth of something that we don't want. And so a good maintainer, regulator, so that your arms don't smell when you're sweating, you don't have to use deodorant, so that when you speak, no matter how many times people brush their teeth, they got that deep stink odor, but it's coming from the interior. No matter how many times they brush their teeth, no matter how many mints they use, well, it's because there's something that needs to get knocked out from the inside. So this is an inside job. To be good on the outside, you got to help your body be good on the inside. And so taking the vinegar and water is a plus all the time. So when we regulate pH, remember, we're talking about organizing, cleaning up instantly the levels of cleanliness. So it gets like a cleanup. We're going to call it like a tune-up, a cleanup. Because people are like, who cares about pH? Well, if you need the right pH for your stomach acids to do the right job, it's going to be more acidic than, let's say, any other part of your body that has its pH. Those pHs are all different, but the vinegar goes in and regulates all of them to their appropriate levels. So it works automatically. It's a natural, wonderful phenomenon that you just put something in your body, and your body knows what to do with it. Problem is that we don't put it in our bodies. How many times do we take vinegar every day? We don't. So this is a nice little way that when you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is I do 2 squirts. That's it. And the reason I got this squirt top bottle is so I don't put my mouth on it, because if you put your mouth on it, close it, put it back in the refrigerator, that starts collecting the bacteria, and I don't want to have to wash a cup every day, put water in it to mix my vinegar. What I'm trying to do is save steps of time, because if these things take a long time for us to do, we ain't gonna want to do them. And so these little hacks and tricks I've had to do to organize my life to make sure I get these things in my body quick so I can go and move on to the next thing. This is how I've adapted. So I'm going to do it right here, the 2 squirts. Just like that, I'm done. I got my vinegar in my body with my water. It tastes like nothing. If you want, you can add some lemon to that, some stevia if you don't like it. But it's just a quickie. It's just something that it grows on you. Got that done. Arms don't smell. Don't have to use deodorant. By the way, those of you who have dark armpits, it's usually because of your deodorant. Stop using your deodorant, you'll see that all that blackness starts going away, all that darkness, all that dark shade, so that you can actually lift up your arms with some pride and not worry about those stains under the arm. After I do that, I go over to my little tea station. I create a little tea station. I make my tea. As I'm there, I grab my minerals, my bee pollen. Guess what? I don't have to forget because they're in my face. I can see them. So what I do first is I grab I'm going to show you about how much bee pollen I take. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's like a little teaspoon right there, a little 5 grams. I chew that up. I took all that up. I'll get that down. I shake my minerals, get it all separates. I want to make sure you get a good shake. I just eat that. Then right behind all those complex vitamins, minerals, amino acids, bee pollen, look it up. It's extraordinary. In fact, I'll put a link so that you don't have to look it up. You just look at the link I sent. I help give you some direction about how potent bee pollen is. It's about 15 drops right in there. It's a full dropper. Put it right under my tongue. I let it fall to the back of my salivary glands. You feel, well, I feel anyways, you feel like a little charge. Almost like when you taste the lemon, you get that little sour taste. As soon as that hits, boop, I swallow the rest. And that's it. And that's how I take those. Actually, now to the point where I take a double. So I do about 30 drops a day. If I go to the gym, after the gym, I come back and I take it again. Why? Because I just sweat out all my, you sweat out a lot of minerals, you sweat out a lot of nutrients when you're exercising. So put it right back in, I replenish. Makes me not wake up with so much pains and aches. You still feel it. You still feel them aches and pains from working hard, working your body out hard, but it's just a whole lot less. So that's how I take my bee pollen, my mineral complex, and my vinegar and water every day. That takes seconds. Takes seconds to get all that done. Then as my tea pot is boiling my water, I say my prayer. A lot of you know I have a prayer. I put it on YouTube. I'll share that also in a link so you can see what I say every day. You can call it your mantra, you can call it your focus, you can call it your prayer, you can call it whatever, your meditation, whatever you do. I do it when my teapot's rolling. That way, while some days are getting done over there, I'm getting something done here. I'm projecting, I'm focused. My teapot goes off, I'm good to go. So it's almost like a little timer. Sometimes I need to do it a little longer because I'm going through a lot and I need to spend more time. I won't do it while my teapot's on. But getting that mental focus is very important. Keeping our mind, which I always say is the soul, and we have body, right? So we have body and mind, which is body and soul. They both got to be sharp and ready to go every day, especially with all the things that we're combating. So that's how I get my mind right. That's how I get my soul right. That's how I get my body right to combat what the pressures are on the outside. So it's not just about fixing the skin from the damages of this nanotech on the outside. We got to put components that help work from the inside. So I do both things, and that's one of the things I do for the inside. We're going to do this just step by step, because if I show you everything that I do in one video, we'll forget. And what I want to make sure is that we start getting these things implemented so that we can start building, so we can start growing, so we can start getting back our power and our strength. And that's it for today. Hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful day. And to the next video. Stay strong, truth and integrity warrior, Michelle Angelique. Peace out.